Hi guys, it's me, Ida Maria. Welcome to my first video on my YouTube channel. So today we are going to be reviewing the Too Faced Then and Now palette. So first things first, this palette is huge. It's really difficult to hold on to if you're not sitting at a table with a mirror in front of you doing your makeup. Like if you're standing in front of a mirror and doing your makeup, good luck trying to hold this thing because it's hugely ginormous. It does have two different palettes of color basically lined up in here. So there is their original line of colors from 1998 and their revamped set of colors from 2018. Not a big fan of these split colors. Like this one here is like a black and a silver, and then this one down here is like an emerald, kind of like an old gold color. Not really a fan of them splitting colors like this. It doesn't really make any sense to me why they would be doing that, and why they thought mixing these two colors together was even a good idea in the first place. Packaging wise, I do like the packaging. The font's really nice, the glitter's really nice. Not a big fan of the pink, but that's just me. I'm not a pink person. So packaging is really nice, aside from it being incredibly huge. One of the things that I love to talk about is their pigmentation. So the pigmentation on this palette is really kind of touch and go. Like there's not a lot of colors that have really good pigmentation. A lot of them are kind of, they look nice in the palette and then you put them on and you're like, where did the color go? Some of them do have some really nice pigmentation. They're really highly pigmented, which is nice. So you kind of just have to really muddle it out and see which ones work and which ones really don't. There are some nice color choices in here, not a lot of neutrals. They were going obviously for way more of a pop of color to their palette rather than a neutral bunch of colors. Yeah, so let's test it out and see what we got here. So I've already primed my eyes out with just a little bit of Urban Decay's All Nighter Concealer, which is my go-to concealer. It's one of my favorites. So I'm just going to go in, take off my glasses. So we're going to try out the Lost Boys shade from the 2018 line. So I'm just going to pack this onto my brush. I'm going to use this on the outer corner of my eye here. So as you can see, like right off the bat, you do get some good coloration here. Like it is nicely pigmented. However, fallout on this palette, guys, it's pretty crazy. It's like everywhere. So I would probably suggest giving it like a good tap just to get all that excess out before you kind of start going in there, because if you've got foundation already put onto your face, you're gonna have to basically swipe it off to get the fallout on. So make sure that you kind of got like a powder brush primed with like setting powder sitting around just to get that excess fallout off, because it does kind of get everywhere, especially with these super glittery shades that are in this palette. I'm just kind of blending it out here just to kind of shape out the eyes here, and once again kind of keep an eye out for the fallout on this color, or on a lot of these colors here. If you let it sit there, it's not going to go anywhere when you want to brush it off. Okay. Just make it under the eye a little bit. Cool, so we're just going to blend that out a little bit. Blending. Blend. So as great as these colors look in the trays, and as great as they look when you start kind of putting them on, when you blend out the colors and when you start blending out so that you don't have those harsh lines and things, you lose a lot of the color, and you lose a lot of the, especially the glitter that's laid in here. Like, it kind of just all sort of disappears, and all you're kind of left with is like the basic shade and then still a ton of fallout. Okay, so I'm just gonna clean my brush here. Alright, and let's try a color from their original 1998 line. So let's go with Pixie Dust, which is this second color right here. I'm just gonna fill my brush and give it a little tap. And I'm gonna go in from the inner corner and blend outward. Okay, so as you can kind of see, hanging out all over this palette here is like a ton of dust fallout from the pigments. That kind of annoys me because I don't like how that sort of gets everywhere and can sort of mix into the other colors here. And all over my bottom eyelashes here is some lovely fallout dust. So just brush that off. Okay, and then just bring that color, the Pixie Dust color, out a little bit, blend it up and out towards your outer corner. Awesome. So I'm just going to use my blending brush here and use a little bit of this Twinkle color, which is the first color right in here on the palette. And I'm just going to blend out that top there. Okay. I'm just going to use a little bit of the Pixie Dust corner of my eye here. Down underneath. And then let's try a little bit of this silver from the Ooh La La side. Just the silver, don't get the black. Just go into the inner corner there. Okay. I'm just gonna give it a couple swipes of mascara. Okay, and the mascara I used is the NYX Worth the Hype mascara, which is one of my favorites. It gives you great volume. It doesn't clump your lashes. I really love this mascara. It's totally worth it. And it's like super duper cheap. It's like $12.99. It's fantastic. So that is just a simple kind of smoky eye look with the Too Faced Then and Now palette. All in all, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with this palette. I do really love a lot of the colors that are in here. I think it's a great color choice. There's a few pinks that I really can't see myself using, but I mean, I'd give it a whirl once in a while just for shits and giggles, I guess. Size-wise, I really think they could have made it, rather than a huge rectangle, it would have maybe worked a lot better if it was a little bit more square. The packaging itself, gorgeous packaging. Love the sparkly pink look. Could have, you know, chose a better color than pink, but it is what it is. Couple of my trays in here are not placed perfectly, so they're a little off-centered in here, and you can see like the cardboard underneath. So there are some manufacturing flaws, but not every single palette you're going to get is going to be entirely perfect, so it is forgivable. Hopefully they stay in there at the very least and they don't like fall out if I, you know, I'm a little too rough with the palette or something. But all in all, like, the palette itself is great. The shades, they're nice. The shadows themselves, they kind of end up being a little bit lackluster once you blend them out. Obviously, you can see like they lost a lot of their color once I started blending them out. But aside from the fallout on the shades and the loss of the pigmentation when you start blending out too much, it's not really that bad of a palette. So if you're looking for a good palette with some interesting color mixes, this is definitely a good one to sort of try out. It's a good starter palette for sure. Worth having in your collection. Just make sure that you're keeping an eye out when you're doing things, like when you're doing your makeup looks. Make sure that you're on top of the amount of fallout that happens. Just make sure that it doesn't stain your skin or ruin your makeup look. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to give me a like and please subscribe to my channel. It'd be much appreciated. Always love to see more viewers.